So I'm in this book club, right? Allegedly, I started it. I didn't want to, but then my girls now we're locked in, and we're gonna talk about the books that we were supposed to read for January. So last year in September, I hosted what's called a sip and read, and somehow I ended up with a book club after that. The book club was supposed to be named Booked and Busy, but since our formation, some things have happened. Members have left. The name of the group chat now is And Then There Were Five. So I don't even know what our book club is really called anymore. I probably should ask, but it is what it is. So we typically do two books a month, and this is the first month that I didn't choose a book, which for me is wild because your girl is very much a mood reader. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to read it. So the two books we were supposed to read this month were Single Black Female by Tracy Brown and The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. Now, I just told y'all I didn't have books. One of these books I read, one of them I started and was like, yeah, absolutely not. And so let's talk about it. So the first book that I read was Single Black Female, and that is the book that we all unanimously agreed was like, okay, yeah, if we don't read nothing else this month, it's gonna be Single Black Female. And when I tell y'all, I am so glad that that was the book that we picked. First of all, it's my first Tracy Brown book, which it definitely won't be my last after that because that lady can write. Am I very upset that because she's no longer of this world, we're not going to get any more of her work? Yes, I'm devastated because I waited so long to get into her catalog. But that's fine because there's a backlist and we can go through that backlist. I'm very excited about that. Now, Single Black Female, I don't really know what I was expecting when, yes, I do. I know exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting something kind of horror because y'all know the movie Single Black Female and Single White Female. Those are both kind of, nah, yeah, kind of shaky, a little scary. And I'm getting into that bag now, but I wasn't sure that something I really wanted to read in January to start the year out. But I stuck with it, and we follow four friends, two of whom are sisters. The other two are sister-in-law ish, because one of the FMCs was married to this man that was going to do life in prison. PSA, babe, whom? Absolutely not me. I'm so glad she left him because she had already done 16 years with that man. Like driving up to the penitentiary every weekend, 16 years, carting your kids after they've moved you further and further away. Not I. Couldn't be me. I'm not that. I never been, never will be that girl. Couldn't be me. But we watch all four of these older women. Well, they're not all older. I think they're all in their 30s, with Nikki being in her 20s, go through life and just kind of maneuver around having men who have been locked up, being with a police officer, dealing with the social construct of being black in America, having black sons who do have to interact with the police. It's such a well written book. There is some romance in there, not a lot. And as someone who is formerly a romance only reader, I was really shocked that I really stayed with and enjoyed this book. Now I did have to take a break because I just wasn't really in the mood for it, but I'm so glad that I took the break that I needed and went back because that book was so good. Now on to book number two, The Art of Scandal. I DNF'd it. Couldn't couldn't do it because I opened the book and the FMC is getting cheated on. Like as soon as you open the book, and the way that she finds out was absolutely wild. Like, you see a picture of this man on your phone and then send it to him and say, I don't think you meant to send me this. So you knew he was cheating, like, had been cheating. And just in the middle of a birthday party that you didn't want to throw. And then we go further into this book and we see this white savior dynamic. Like, she was poor, he was from a family with political aspirations. And I was just like, this isn't for me. So what did I do? I asked the internet because, a lot of my friends on these internet spaces have the same book taste I am. And I was like, hey, has anybody read this? Like, let me know. The overwhelming response that I got from people that I know and like people that like read similar to me was like, babe, put it down. Just put it down. Like, don't even bother yourself about going further in. And then one of my book club friends like reached out to us in the group chat and was like, hey, has anybody finished this? I was like, well, here's what my friend said, and sent her like the screen recording of the thread. And she was like, yeah, I wish I would have DNF'd it. And for her to say that, that let me know, babe, nah. That's it. Go ahead, let it lay where it lay. Thankfully, I have been using Libby a lot more, and so I got it in the library. I didn't spend money on it, which is very great. Now, what I will say in regards to spending money, I do want a physical copy of Single Black Female because I want to go back and annotate it. So, those are my book club reads for the month of January, and I'll let y'all know what we picked for February. We'll do a wrap up like this at the end of February, too.